वेलकम बैक टू द HR स्पेस। तो आज हम बात करेंगे बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट और बहुत ही बेसिक चीज़ के बारे में जो कि हर इंसान को अपने करियर में सिंस द बिगिनिंग ज़रूरत पड़ती है, एंड दैट इज़ अ CV। सो तीन चीज़ें होती है, देयर आर थ्री थिंग्स: CV, रेज्यूमे एंड कवर लेटर. So we will talk about what is a CV, what is a resume, and what is a cover letter. What are the functionalities of these three interchangeably used words, and also where to use a CV, where to use a resume, and where to use a cover letter. Also, some myths we will be busting around these three things, and I'll share a few tips and tricks to get a better CV and to master this art. So let's start. So what is a CV and what is a resume? What are the differences between these two? तो resume जो होती है वो आपकी एक skill based summary होती है. Your resume is a one-page summary of all your experiences that you need to submit to the recruiter. तो रेज्यूमे हम कब सबमिट करेंगे और रेज्यूमे किस तरह के प्रोफेशन में रेज्यूमे की ज़्यादा डिमांड होती है? तो लेट मी गिव एन एग्जांपल. फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर अ शेफ. सो अगर आप एक शेफ हैं तो आप अपना रेज्यूमे सबमिट करेंगे जहाँ पे आप अपने एक्सपेरिमेंट्स को लिखेंगे कि आपने क्या क्या एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन की, कौन से क्यूजीन्स के साथ आपने वर्क किया, ये सब चीज़ आप अपने resume में लिखेंगे. So it is a one-page summary of your experiences. Please remember, it cannot exceed more than one page. It has to be very concise. So that is resume. And CV. CV is a much more detailed multi-page document where you will put your educational qualifications, and your career progression, the companies you have worked with. So you will put all these things in a CV. So this is the basic difference between CV. Most importantly, we need to know that whenever a recruiter asks for your CV or a resume, you need to understand which job you are applying for, and according to that, what is going to suit your preference, or what is going to enhance the possibility of you bagging the job, right? So you can give a resume, you can give a CV, but I would suggest don't give both. You don't need to give everything together. So just be concise, and if recruiter specifically asks for a resume, please give a resume. If a recruiter is asking for a CV, please give a CV. So this was the basic difference between resume and CV. So now let's get a little bit more deeper into all these things. So now we are going to come to the cover letter part. What is cover letter? Cover letter is a letter which you are sending to your recruiter along with the attachments of your CV or resume. So now you have to understand that it is not a written letter. Cover letter means cover letter, but it can be a mail or it can be a message which you are sending in LinkedIn. To be precise, cover letter is the first point of conversation, or the first message which you're going to send to your recruiter. So if you're approaching a recruiter directly, you have never approached him before, you have never approached them before, and you have got the recruiter's contact number from somebody else, and you are going to send them a mail with your CV. So then you send a cover letter. Or you have come across a job vacancy, you have come across a job description, and you need to contact the recruiter of the particular organization or the person who has posted that job description. So then you're going to send a cover letter referring to that job description, that on the basis of this JD, I believe that I am suitable for this position, and I am applying for this job. So there's a very basic thing which you need to know, and that is your cover letter should always be directly correlated with the job description. your cover letter should contain everything that is there in the job description. So how are you going to do that, right? So I am going to show an example of how we can relate our cover letter with JD at the end of the video. So please watch till end. So now the question is cover letter necessary? Yes and no. Because if you have already spoken with a recruiter over phone and he has asked you to send the CV only, then you don't need to send a cover letter. But when you're approaching a recruiter for the first time, when you a recruiter or anybody, like for example, you know a certain person of a certain organization and you have come to know that a vacancy has been uploaded in the website, a job requirement is uploaded in the website. So what you'd want is you'd want to leverage your connections, right? So what you'll do is you will send a mail to your connections ki please look into the fact that there is an opening and please give my CV to the recruiters of your organization. So at that point of time also you need to send a cover letter to your connections saying that for this JD, I feel I'm suitable for this role. Kindly forward this mail to the recruiters of your organization. So cover letter is something which is the first message, the first mail or the first introductory part that needs to be completed between your and the recruiter's connection. So while you're connecting with the recruiter, this is the first part cover letter is. So already if you've already connected or if the recruiter has already approached you through LinkedIn or through some other paths, or he's known to you, they're known to you, that time you do not need to send cover letter. Also when you're sending cover letter, you're attaching your CV or resume. In the same way, if your CV or resume is already there with the recruiter and then again you're just sending a cover letter, that doesn't fit into the scene. If they already have it, you don't need to send it again and again. So you have to remember that you cannot keep sending one thing or the other to the recruiters. If they have it, you just need to take follow-ups. You don't need to keep on sending your CVs and resumes and cover letters. So just remember not to jeopardize them, because they are also very busy and they have a plethora of CVs and resumes along with them. So your main agenda will be to take follow-ups but not jeopardize them in any way possible, right? So this was a myth around cover letter. I don't think personally that along with a CV, again 1,000-worded cover letter is going to make the cut. It has to be simple and clear that when you need to send a cover letter, you need to send a cover letter when the recruiter doesn't know you, to grab his attention, to catch his focus. That time you need to send a cover letter. If he already knows you, if you know that person and your CV is already with them, then the cover letter does not have any functionality in it. So you need to remember this thing. Some tips about CV writing and resume writing. So a lot of friends or colleagues have come to me and said that I have enrolled for a professional CV writing. I have enrolled with a professional CV writing organization or website, and they are going to cater to my request, and they are going to make a customized CV for me. So I absolutely detest this thing, and I also suggest my colleagues and friends not to fall prey to this kind of fraudulent advertisements that are coming up frequently nowadays. So what I say is, do not waste your time in getting your CV made from somebody else. Do not waste your time and money. It is about you, it is about your career, and you are going to get it made from somebody else. That itself shows your lack of responsibility, right? If you cannot get a CV made for yourself by you, then how can a company entrust you with big job responsibilities, right? So that's my personal viewpoint as a recruiter. I believe your CV should be made by you, and you can easily make a very professional looking CV in through MS Word or through PowerPoint and through some free softwares. Even if you want, the first 3 people who are going to send me a mail, I'm going to respond to them and I'm going to get their CV made. I can make them free of cost, just to show you that yes, you can make your CV yourself. So whoever 3 are going to mail me first, I'm going to make this CV for them without any money, of course. So mail me at theHRSpace.2020@gmail.com. You can find my mail ID in the YouTube description video also if you have any problem. So I can just, this is just to show you that yes, CV can be made yourself and you don't need to waste money for that. So CVs are basically of 4 types: chronological, functional, hybrid and creative. So chronological CV is the most frequently used CV, which shows your career progression from recent to your last one. So it is the mostly used CV. Next is the functional CV, which is skill based. That CV mostly contains the skills you have gathered in the whole career span. So functional CV is that, and hybrid CV is a mixture of functional and chronological, which will also contain the skills you have gathered and also contain your years of experiences and your career progression, everything, along with the academic details. So that is a hybrid CV. And a fourth is the creative CV. Creative CV is generally used by professionals like graphic designers and models and photographers. So that is very creative and that shows their work, their portfolio. So it is basically the creative CV is used by people who are in that field, the creative field. So it is a very elaborate kind of CV which shows the progression of their work, the quality of their work. So these were the 4 parts of CV, 4 types of CV. So we're talking about getting the CVs made by oneself. And the reason is you have to ask yourself कि why you are not getting your CV made yourself. आप क्यों खुद नहीं बनाना चाह रहे अपना CV? क्या आपके पास टाइम नहीं है, क्या आपके पास अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेज नहीं है, या क्या आपके पास मोटिवेशन नहीं है? बिकॉज अगर आपके पास टाइम और मोटिवेशन की कमी है, then you'd have to think, you'd have to sit and wonder that I'm applying for a job, I'm working to enhance my career, and here I don't have time to make a 2-page CV for myself. So you just have to think about it. Please do not get your CV made by anybody else. This is my request. As a recruiter, as a person in the HR industry, please do not do that. And secondly, if you think that you do not have the resources, you don't need anything, you just need a laptop and you just need a data connection. Just go to Google, search great templates, do some research, and you can get your CV made in maybe 1 hour. Yes, that's minimum time taken to get a CV made. Okay, so this is all about CV. Now let's move on to my second tip. Let's see what I have in store for you next. Just a common mistake anybody makes is copying somebody else's CV. Yes, I know many of you are guilty of this. Those who are watching this video and those who have copied the CV from somebody else. Guys, this is not done. Do not copy anybody else's CV. By copying, I mean कि not even the format. I know you are thinking that मैं तो बस format copy कर रहा हूँ, details तो मैं delete कर दूंगा और अपना details डाल दूंगा. No, you can't do that. You cannot even copy somebody else's format. Each one is different. Each one of us is different. Each one of our journeys have been different. Our careers have been different. What is suitable for that person may not be suitable for you. So please do not copy anybody else's CV. This is very important. And whenever people copy other CV, I have seen that some or the other thing is left behind, and we can easily get to know that this is not that person's CV. I remember I had went to a campus drive, and one guy had written his hobbies are meeting strangers. So I said, your hobbies are meeting strangers, so why have you written this? So he replied with a smile on his face that, ma'am, I went to the Xerox wala bhaiya and I told him to get a CV made for me, and he gave me this. So I don't even know what is written in the CV. He was just laughing, and it was his first interview. So I gave him that liberty, and I did not scold him or I did not get angry on the fact, because this is where I know that people are wrong. You cannot do that. You cannot go to the Xerox wale bhaiya and get a CV made for you or copy somebody else's CV, right? So do not copy anybody else's CV. That is very important. So the next tip is, please check spelling and grammatical mistakes. You would not want your grammatical mistakes to be caught by a recruiter. That looks very bad. That looks very unprofessional. So proofread your CV. if you are not confident enough, get it done by a professional, somebody who is good in English literature. They know the grammar properly, they know punctuation properly. Just get it checked by them, and then you print it out and give it to the recruiter, or send the mail to the recruiter. Before checking the grammatical mistakes, please do not give your CV to a recruiter. Next tip, and I believe this is going to be the most important tip, that is usage of keywords. Please do remember that keywords are important in your CV. If your recruiter has posted a job description, read the job description properly. Find out the high valued keyword, the keyword that you feel are more important to the job which is being described, and try to put that keyword in your CV. For example, somebody has posted a job for training content development, so you need to have a good amount of words and good amount of skills or good amount of experiences related to training content development written in your CV. That is very important. So I hope you got my point. Whatever is there in the JD, that should be there in the CV, and there should be a connection between the two. And also you need to know that you can't just put it that it's there in the JD to let me put it in the CV. No, you would also have to have a good knowledge of that, because recruiters will again ask you questions from that CV. So you have put a keyword but you don't know about it. Don't do that. You need to know. So there has to be a connection. The connection between the job, your knowledge, and what is there in the CV. That needs to be there. So this three connection needs to be there. Very important. Next is, there are applicant tracking systems in many organizations where they keep a track of the CVs, and the CVs that really match with the criteria will go up, and the recruiters can see those CVs. So the algorithm is made in that way. So what they see is the qualification. Suppose they want an MBA candidate, so whoever has MBA in their CV, that CV will go up and they can see that CV. Secondly, they see criteria, skills. So these kind of things are very important. So that is the reason I said in my previous video also that refrain from using vague words like passionate, driven, goal-oriented individuals. Refrain from using those words. Use words that are important. Use words that go with your job, that go with your career, that go with what you have done. Those words are important, rather than glorifying yourself or beautifying your CV by using words like this. So this was the last tip which I had to give. Now we will talk about the JD and cover letter, which I said. In your screen, in a short time, there will be a JD, and I would suggest you read the JD, and then we will come back again to have a discussion on this. So you have seen the JD. So now the point is, this is just a basic JD which I have written. The JDs may differ. There will be a lot of things in the JD actually. So your cover letter should be what is written in the JD. For example, in the JD it is written that MS Excel is a criteria, having the knowledge of advanced Excel is a criteria. So in your cover letter you would have to write that I am an experienced individual who has worked with Excel for many years, and I have a good knowledge of Excel. So in this way you would have to relate with JD and cover letter, and then you'd have to send the cover letter. So in this way we will send a cover letter, and this was all about CV and resume, and the tips which I have remembered and which have come to my mind, the basic tips that I've shared, and I'll share again. I'll share a few more tips if I get some good information, and again some more tips if I have in my kitty. Then I would obviously make a video on that, and I'm sure this will help you in getting your CV made, and I'm sure this will guide you properly, just like how it guided me, these tips. So if you liked it, the video, please do like, share and subscribe.